What's up, guys? So this is going to be the last run of the Morgan Le Fay Scourge as we know it. Who knows what they're going to be changing and how it's going to evolve for new players to get those character shards. In this video, though, we're going to be showing you a cheat code that we learned from a very top-end player, Mr. Beta Ray Bill himself, on how to get 1.5 million points towards your milestones very easy, very quickly. And then I'm actually going to talk about the every casual player, not casual, but like the everyday player who may be on the up and coming, who's still trying to get Morgan Le Fay shards. I'm going to give you my team recommendations on how to tackle this Scourge to push as much points as possible. It was definitely more heavily influenced by the newer characters and having to build as least characters as possible that also have the most longevity and help you unlock other things along the way. And then there's nodes 5 and 10, which suck. But let's get into it. What's up, everybody? It is going to be the last iteration of the Pestilence Scourge as we know it. Now, of course, I have detailed videos on all these nodes from when it was first released. We're going to do a little bit of an update here. First thing we're going to do is going to talk about a cheat code for you guys who already have Morgan Le Fay at 7 stars to quickly get that 1.5 million and walk away. Now, I stole this information directly from the mind of Beta Ray Bill, who was the first person to complete Dark Dimension 6, so you know that you're going to need big teams, but it's going to be fast because he's the first one done, right? I've never heard complaints about being too quick. But here we go. So difficulty 10, we're going to use every single Scourge except for Fool Me Twice, Strong Opener, Victory, Blinded by Power, Experimental Serum 3, and The End is Near. And then we're going to go in here. Now, we are only doing 4 nodes, okay? Don't worry about saving cooldowns for your Cosmic characters, your City characters, your Dark Hunters, your Web Warriors. It doesn't matter. We're only doing 4 nodes. The only difficult node at all is this first one. We are simply going to throw teams at it until it's beaten. And I'm going to fast forward this because there's no strategy here except for throw many teams, get it done. The only thing I'm going to say is do not use Weaver, Kestrel, Eternals, or 2099. This is going to be our team for node 2, and it's going to walk over node 2. So we can basically use everything else at node 1. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, editor, which is me, go ahead and hit fast forward first, please. All right, so as you can see, we got through that first node, but we ended up using 2 teams. We used War Dogs, and we used the New Warriors. So 1 global team, 2 hero teams, obviously. That's not the end of the world, but a lot of people are going to need more teams than that. And you have a bunch at your disposal, right? You got Bionic Avengers. You got Young Avengers. You can do Gamma. Just don't use Red Hulk, but you can do Gamma with Quicksilver, Gamma with Nova. There's a bunch that you can do. I wouldn't be worried about using too much on that node, because as you're going to see, this next node is very easy. What I will suggest, if you're going to try and mimic the teams I used, kill Lady Deathstrike with your War Dog team, and then reset with your New Warriors until you get a flip on somebody with defense up, and then spread that with your Death Pool, go from there, and you just really wipe the node away. So now let's go in there with the team that I was telling you we're going to save for here, which again is the Eternals, a couple Tangled Web, and Kestrel. And again, editor, aka me, go ahead and hit fast forward. All right, so then we just finished node 2. You see it was a nice little one-shot. Not super clean. I mean, my team is big. I think they're all 7 red stars. All gear tier 17, except for Kestrel and Weaver, who are actually gear tier 18. So you may not have a team like that. Maybe you'll lose, but as long as you kill that first wave, most importantly, taking away. Bye, you heading out, Bubba? Okay. Have fun at the water park? Tell the pirates I say hello?
Yeah.
Hey guys. Chaos. 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 Have fun? You gonna go under the big bucket and get rained on?
But no pirate ship.
Pirate, yeah, there's a big bucket on top of the pirate ship that drops water on you. You gonna do that?
Yeah.
Like, remember Daddy was pouring water on you in the castle yesterday? It's like that, but grow.
I'll do that again.
Oui, Jacob, le bucket est le même size à chambre ici. Grow, avec beaucoup de l'eau. Oui. Tu jouais avec ma tanvero?
Werewolf for pirate. After that, dump.
Yeah, dump.
Dump.
Hey! Oh, frappez-moi. Okay, sweetie. Have fun, okay?
I love you.
I love you too, baby. Bye, Mama. Bye, Luca. Bye, guys. S'il vous plaît, fermez les portes. Bye, je t'aime. All right. Okay, so that'll be another little edit, but that's okay. That was worth it. This needs to stay in the final cut. What was I saying? Yeah, okay. So if you struggle with this node, you'll have a bunch of teams. Like, you have your entire Affinity Watch minus Nebula. You can throw Val in there, Bionic Avengers, Young Avengers, Dad Bros, Web Warrior. There's so many teams that you could have. I very much doubt, if you're the type of player who has a 7-star Morgan already, that you're not going to have enough teams built out that you can muscle through Node 1, hit Node 2 with the team I just showed, and maybe still need a cleanup team. You'll be fine. And honestly, don't worry about saving your global teams, like your Rebirth. What other global teams do we have? Your Invaders. Don't worry about saving any of that, because for Nodes 3 and 4, we're literally just going to use the Horsemen. So here we go. Let's throw Rogue in there with Archangel. And this is not needed for a Big Boy Apocalypse. You will get through this even without a Big Boy Apocalypse. Let's go ahead and smash that. I'm going to go ahead and hit the ultimate Terror the Special here. Nice little rewind. And just so you can see, you don't need the Big Boy Apocalypse, I'll open up with the special. I've never done this, to be quite honest with you. I just used the ultimate last time. Alright, so she's dead. Go ahead and try and get the kill on Shang-Chi. Enough. Let's stop him from doing anything. This is can't be dodged. A couple kills coming in there. Archangel's speed is gonna start taking over. Sure, let's stun her before she gets turned. Oh, I should have stunned Miles. I guess it doesn't matter. All good. There's another kill. And then that's 2 turn meter rewinds. Good. Oh no, we got hit. I will not stand for this. And of course, whenever we're getting kills, Archangel's giving out energy, right? Which is nice. I can't stop the empowered basic from doing AoE damage, unfortunately. But as you can see, like, they're nowhere near taking turns. You get control out of that first wave just by virtue of Red Hulk giving speed, and you just go. It's over. We don't have to use all of our cooldowns, so we can save some at the same time. So very, very easy on this third node. And the fourth node will be the same. All right, so with that said, let's show other people what they could do, people who are actually going to be pushing the Morgan Le Fay Scourge. I'm going to go ahead and draft up new teams for nodes 1 through 10. Well, not 5 and 10, because stuck there. But showing other options. Let's go ahead and fast forward through this so people can see that I actually get through it just as easy. Fine. And there you go, guys. 1.5 million. Thanks to Beta Rebuild. We get that done lickety split really quick. So now let's talk about like the everyday player who doesn't have 7-star Morgan, because this is the most important Scourge for you. It's going to be the end, right? So I'm often asked, with the new teams available to newer players, who should they be invested in to push the Morgan Le Fay Scourge, and just all Scourges in general. I guess we'll do this for all the Scourges since they're having their last runs now. And this is what I would suggest. These are the characters that are going to give you the most value that are currently in the game. Now, this is, again, going to be an evolving thing. We got to wait and see what they eventually do with the Scourges themselves as far as rewards go, before we could really solidify any kind of permanent advice, which I think there'll never be permanent advice. Anyway, I'm rambling. So these are the teams that I would suggest you use in each section. So for heroes, I think you go Tangled Web, Kestrel with the Eternals. Weaver and Kestrel you need for Apocalypse, so building them any higher than you already have them is not going to hurt you. Eternals seem like they're going to be an evergreen team with their turn meter rewinds, their amazing focus buff flips. They're just really, really powerful, so you're not going to go wrong with them. And 29, you need him to kind of, he's the Cersei to Weaver, right? You need that as well. Now, if you want my advice for that, especially if you are overkilling the node, because your characters here should be super big, is just make sure you end Node 1 with at least one Eternal Ultimate available. It doesn't matter who, they both go before Captain Sam, and once you have that, you can kind of get your way through there. For global, if you have access to all 4 horsemen, like if you're still doing the Morgan the Face Scourge to get more shards, but you have her unlocked and you have Apocalypse unlocked, simply do the 4 horsemen of the Apocalypse. This is one of the rare opportunities where you can actually use that team. It's super fun, and you could auto the node. You'll be able to push very high difficulty with that. If not, I'm hoping that you at least have Archangel, because as soon as you don't have a horseman team to invest in, then this investing to get through these nodes becomes very tricky. Now, if you don't have any horseman team, I would suggest going with Rebirth, going with Invaders, or going with War Dogs. Those are the 3 teams in that order that are going to give you the most progression without hurting your account the most, if you will. And then, yeah, if no Apocalypse, just use Death Seed. For villains 6 and 7, again, I would strongly suggest using Death Seed with Kang if you do have Archangel unlocked. You'll just rip through it now. This section is super ugly the second you don't have your Death Seed team or the majority of your Dark Hunters team. Sorry, Dark Hunters. Dark Hold team. You end up having to use characters like Doom, Blade, Deathstrike, Dorm. Those are the characters that we had to use in that. Though I suppose if you have full Masters of Evil unlocked, that is a great option here as well. Just Death Seed, again, would be a full auto for this. And you need them for the raids, so if you just need to bump up a team to be able to push this, and you have Death Seed available to be bumped up, bump them up. Then for the Cosmic, we're trying to use as many overlapping characters as possible, as I'm sure you've seen. We're trying to invest in as little characters as possible that we can use on all the nodes without having anybody die. And for that, we will use the Eternals with Kang, Death Pool, who you need again for Apocalypse, and Kestrel, and you need for Apocalypse. And just make sure, just like in Node 1, you want to end Node 8 with the 1 Eternal Ultimate available. You just need 1 again, and you get through it. And I put Val on here just because you need her for raids. She's a fast character, she hits hard, she's got good tank stats, and you'll need her for raids again, so you can just build them up. And then for this particular Scourge, this is super rough. Both of these teams suck. The Web Warriors and the Dark Hunters. Now if you're pushing, unfortunately you do need them both built up, depending on the amount of Scourges you put on. What I would suggest is just do Web Warriors. Web Warriors will be able to sustain their way through both nodes as long as you turn off the anti-healing and you make Scarlet Spider a healer. That'll help you a lot. But if you do want to push these leaderboards, it's the last time you can get your hands on it. Maybe you want to get those red stars that are available there for the people who don't have her maxed out. Here's what I would suggest. Full Web Warriors on Node 5. To make this easier, you can bring in Scarlet Spider and Ghost Spider on Nodes 1 over Kestrel and 29.9 respectively. You can do that in stages, right? You can just do Scarlet Spider, maybe his ultimate will be enough for you, or you could just do Ghost Spider, maybe her ultimate will be enough for you. Doing both of them will give you a big benefit though. And yes, the Eternals Weaver will definitely carry you through Node 1, carrying on Scarlet Spider and Ghost Spider. And then on Node 5, this is the part that drove us all insane, resetting it hundreds and hundreds of times. I only had to reset it 3 times when I did it earlier today. Basically, reset the node until T'Challa chooses OG Spider-Man as his initial target, and you dodge. That'll give your Spider-Man offense up, target the Red Guardian, hit your special, get defense down on everybody, and unleash hell with your Web Warriors. From there, you're at the mercy of just a dodging. Yeah, you're just at the mercy of dodging with your Web Warriors. And when you try and get through Node 5, if you don't have the full Dark Hunters built up, you want at the very least make sure Spider-Man OG survives through it and has his special available. That leads us into Node 10. Again, if you're not pushing super high Scourges and you don't have the anti-healing on, just use full Web Warriors here again and play the dodging game. Reset till you get good dodges. But if you do have Dark Hunters built up, you can take Mordo out, slam Spider-Man in there, and then we're doing the exact same thing we did on Node 5. Reset until Proxima chooses OG Spider-Man. Spider-Man dodges it, put defense down on everybody starting from the Colossus, and then you just let loose with your Dark Hunters, and then you're at the mercy of targeting and hopeful some Spider-Man dodges. And that'll be it for pushing in these leaderboards. This would be, I think, the most efficient teams to use. Again, though, I find it very difficult to say build up your Dark Hunters so that they can do Node 10 for you. It would be to just do Web Warriors, build them up the minimum you need to do, keep an eye on the leaderboards. I wouldn't expend too many resources to get extra stars on Morgan Le Fay at this point. But yeah, let's go talk about the Scourges to actually use with these teams. All right, so in picking your Scourges that you want to start with for your push, and you're gonna we obviously had to add some in response to how other people are pushing around you in the leaderboard situation. So I'm just gonna give a quick ranking on them and when I would suggest putting them on. All of the experimental serums, the health increase, I think you put those on nearly dead last. That health, might seem minimal, but it affects a lot of like different pivot points, especially on 5 and 10, especially if you're pushing the limits of your rosters there. The ICU, you can't even do that one. The second you put ICU on, your Miles Morales is going to have Taunt on node 5, and your Spider-Man OG can no longer do it. That's a huge detriment to you, and it's only worth 1 point. Just not worth it. Quantity minions, or quality minions, will 100% put that on. Minions mean nothing, even though it's just a point. Not so fast. When a player character gains ability energy, apply slow to them. Yes, everything that is ability energy related is a very easy Scourge to work. Remember to serum, we talked about that. With a lot of power. Enemies generate 1 additional energy each time they generate an ability. Yeah, this is super easy. 5 points, that's a gimme. Player character gains ability energy, they gain defense down, like I said. Everything ability energy, we're basically going to take it. Gloating might be the one exception. So for gloating, if you are 2-tapping nodes, then you don't want to put it on because enemies will be ultimates, basically everything. However, if you have the teams that I just showed you, you shouldn't be 2-tapping nodes. You should be walking over it at pretty minimal investments on difficulty 8. If I were to show you me going through this in difficulty 8, which was kind of the historic difficulty people are doing on the push runs, because difficulty 9, as soon as you're doing difficulty 9, you must have like level 5 teams. But historically, it's difficulty 8. You can do that with like level 85 teams, level 80 teams, and you shouldn't have a problem with the teams I suggested. So I do think gloating is a fair one to use. Fool me twice. Don't put this one on. This is a super difficult one. It'd be one of the last ones you do. Strong opener, you just can't. The second you have strong opener on, node 5 and node 10 become basically undoable unless you're doing giant punch down onto the enemy, where you don't need your debuffs. Which, if you're doing that, I got to assume you have Morgan Le Fay built up already. So we're gonna skip Fool Me Twice and Strong Opener. Fool Me Twice again would be like the last one you put on. You need to be overkilling it in that case. Unkillable is an easy one. Weakened is an easy one, but again, like I said, if you're not using Dark Hunters, you don't have it built up at all. Don't build up your Dark Hunters. Just don't put Weakened on and use Web Warriors for both nodes and play the dodge game. It's not fun, but you'll get it there. Bleeder 1, yep, that's an easy one to put on. Poisoned, when a player character gains ability energy, yes, everything ability energy we're gonna do. Spheric, I said that wrong for sure. I've been corrected every single time we talk about the Morgan Le Fay Scourge. I get corrected on the pronunciation of this. Apply stun, yes, we're gonna do that. That will, however, affect your characters if you need to use like a character like Fury, Young Avengers, Captain Sam. That'll affect them, but for the most part, I didn't suggest any characters that block anyway, so you're gonna be fine. When a player character uses their ultimate, they gain blind. This is a very, very difficult one. This would be one of the last ones you equip. We'll leave it off for now. Experimental Serum, absolutely not. When a player character helps drops 50% life, apply trauma to them. This is super easy. Again, if you're using the teams I suggested, with the exceptions of those 5 and 10, you shouldn't be taking much damage at all. When a player character uses their ability energy, all enemies gain 1 ability. 100%. Easy one. Power Fatigue 1 and 2. These would be the next ones that you would equip after the base ones, so we'll come back to them. Too Clever, when a player character uses their special, they gain ability block. That's a difficult one. We'll come back to that one. Wild Resurgence. If you're using the teams I suggested, you should be able to walk through that. And on turn, apply heal blocks to player characters. This one is also a very easy one. Gives you a crap ton of points at 25. However, if you have no Dark Hunters, do not equip this one either. Do not equip Weakened or No Help is Coming if you rely on your Web Warriors to do both nodes 5 and nodes 10. Now, if you wanted to add some to spice it up, really distinguish ourselves from the other people in the leaderboards, here's what I would suggest. I would first suggest when a player character uses their special ability, they gain ability block. That one's not so bad. It's a good way to get a lot of points. After that, if you are using this one, I would then suggest Power Fatigue 2. Player character ultimate abilities cost 1 more energy. Why in that order? Very simply. If you use your special, then you get ability block. A lot of characters kind of flow into that. They open up with their special, then their ultimate is available turn 2. If you have ability block on their second turn anyway, then it's not the end of the world to have the ability of the ultimate cost 1. After that, I would do the special abilities cost 1 more energy. And finally, I would end it with when a player character uses their ultimate, they gain blind. This is what we did in our max runs on the first iteration of Morgan Le Fay with level, I believe it was either 80 or 85 team, your tier 15. And we were able to get through it, but you did need Dark Hunters and Warbears was built up. And again, hundreds and hundreds of resets on node 5. After that, we put the health modifiers on, and then finally, I think one person did Fool Me Twice, but it was insanely difficult. Nobody did Strong Opener. All right, guys, so if that's what I would suggest, if you're going to be pushing in this event, the characters we talked about, these are the Scourges, and again, difficulty 8, but Keep an eye on those leaderboards. Check what other people in your ranked rewards leaderboards are doing. Maybe difficulty 9 is where people are settling on now that we've had 2 level increases and I think 3 gear tier increases. So the potential to push higher is definitely there. But it feeds into the whole, if you still need Morgan the Face shards, why are you at that point of progression? Anyway, let me know what you guys are feeling about these Scourges, these last runs of the Scourges in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye! That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.